all. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south. And I'm hanging out here with my car, which I've dubbed Rosebud, my faithful steed that I've had for the past 2 months, that has been doing an excellent job of getting me from place to place, except for one minor hiccup. Yesterday we had the flat tire, and these things happen. You know, there's pointy objects all over the ground. You never know when a car is going to run over them. It's not the car's fault. It's not the driver's fault. It's one of those things that just happens. And fortunately, I was able to find a tire shop. I got everything taken care of. The tire is held up. I haven't had any leaks. No air's been going through. The car's been driving smoothly. Everything seems to be going great. However, I was a little bit caught off guard. And I uploaded the video about the flat tire, and I was surprised. Some people seem to be very, I don't know if they're as angry at me, might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I got a lot of, let's just say disapproving comments on how I handled the situation. So I figure, you know, obviously I don't have to respond to this. I don't have to be, you know, I'm accountable to myself and my own decisions. But I was just curious. I was just thinking, you know, I normally don't get a lot of negative comments. The ones I do get, I generally just ignore. But enough people commented, and enough people made a point of being critical that I figured I would just explore this. So we're going to have a conversation. Maybe I can come away from this knowing a little more, doing things a little better, and maybe you guys can come away understanding me a little better. So you get criticism. I got criticism, generally just a rehash. If you hadn't seen the other video, I pulled over. I noticed my car was leaking air. I could actually hear the air coming out. I put my hand, I could feel the air. I went in the gas station. I got a can of Fix-A-Flat. I put the Fix-A-Flat in the tire. Not that tire, but the tire on the other side of the car. But I put it in the tire that was, wait, yeah, the other side of the car. But I put it in the tire that was losing air, and then I got in the car and I drove. Because that's my understanding on the Fix-A-Flat, how it works. You spray it in your car, then you drive, and then as you're driving, it sprays, it kind of spreads on the inside of the tire, causing like a seal. Not like a seal, like the aquatic mammal, but a seal inside the car that holds the air inside the car. However, it was not working, and my air was dropping. So I was looking for a gas station to put some more air in my tire. I drove a few miles down the road, probably literally just a few miles, and I stumbled upon a tire repair shop. I stopped there. They were busy, but I told them I was willing to wait. I waited. They fixed my tire very quickly. They patched it up, got me back on the road. They didn't charge me anything because they said that they appreciated that I didn't rush them, which I thought was very kind. Although I wish they would have just charged me because it was happily pay. So another shout out to Burnsville Tire in Burnsville, Mississippi. If you are in the greater Burnsville area, please stop by and get some new tires there, and tell them that you appreciate them and their kindness. But I got some flack for the way I handled this, and first of all, like, I will just dismiss some of these comments right off the bat. Like, if people say, oh, like, how you handled this was not manly enough, and I am not insecure. I am not in some competition to show off my immense manliness. I am confident in who I am and what I have done as a human being. I don't, you know, I don't do a lot of manual work with my hands. I am unskilled in the realm of manual work. I do not think that makes me less of a man. I'm able to get things done in other ways. You know, I take care of my children. I pay my taxes. I don't understand how you know, this puts my manhood into question. But yeah, I got some of those, oh, you're a man card, or you're not a man, or something like that, for the way that I chose to go about this flat tire. Do you think I'm a man? Leave a comment in the comment section letting me know if you think that I'm manly or not. Actually, save yourself the time, because I don't really care about that aspect of things. I am who I am. I am not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed. I feel like I know where my abilities end. Like, I know what I'm good at, what I can do, what I can't do. I am not good with my hands. I don't want to use this as an excuse, but just as some context. As part of my autism, my diagnosis, they determined that I did have issues with my fine motor skills. I've been my whole life without realizing this. I had really bad handwriting. I hold my fork funny. These are all connected to neurological issues. They're functional enough where it does not get in the way of me living a normal life in any way. It is not ranked to the level of any sort of disability or disabling condition. But I'm not, you know, doing like fine work. Like I struggle with it. I'm just not good at it. Is what it boils down to. So you know, with things like repairing things, getting in there, not good at that. And I don't think that's the only reason I'm not good at it. I think I don't have a good mind for it. I'm not skilled at it. But let me just start at the beginning with why I did what I did. And you guys can let me know, you know, as I said, I want to learn here. Maybe I did do things wrong, and maybe I could do things better in the future. And I guess what a lot of people said, or not a lot, but what some people said, is that I should have just patched the tire on my own. And I will tell you, I did not even know that was a possibility. I know that they do sell like kits to patch tires. I don't know how to use those kits. I guess I could learn. Honestly, I would not feel safe driving on a tire that I had patched myself, if that makes sense. I wouldn't trust my own handiwork. I'd be afraid that it would blow out. But let me know, is that something people do? I mean, if you know, as someone who is like good with their hands, good with cars, I assume that'd be a serious option. That you just on the side of the road, you put the kit in. I don't know how, I'm not good at assessing the situation. I don't know if I could tell if it's something that you could be patched or something that can't be. I don't have that knowledge. But I don't know. Should I keep patch kits in my car? Maybe I should. Maybe I should learn how to do that. And the other criticism I got is, why didn't you just change your tire? Do you not know how to change a tire? And I do know how to change a tire. I've actually changed a tire on this channel before. Multiple times I've had flat tires on this channel, and probably at least 3 or 4 times I can remember, like, actually filming myself changing a tire on this channel. But you get the word tire, that's where things get a little questionable. Let me show you guys something. All right, so getting into the trunk here, looking for a spare tire. Okay, it's underneath this right here. Can you see that? That is not a tire. That is a donut. So I don't know the proper name. I've always called it a donut. So yes, I could have very easily gotten in there, unscrewed that, and there's probably some tools attached to the other side, a jack, the lever thingy that attached to the jack, jacked up my car, took the old tire off, put that in the trunk, put the donut on, and gotten rolling. So yeah, a lot of people said, why didn't you just change the tire? And maybe I'm misunderstanding them, but I don't know. I don't know if I have ever owned a car that actually had a spare tire in it. I don't know if I've ever bought a car that has a spare tire in it. Every car I've owned has the little donut thing, and I don't get it. I wish they would put a spare tire in cars so you wouldn't have to rely on the donut. And so I guess people asking me why I didn't change the tire, are there cars that come with spare tires? Maybe this is something, I don't know. Like, maybe I feel like spare tires are like a thing, like an antiquated thing. Like, I don't think they should be. I think they should be there, but I don't feel like some people felt like I should just be able to switch a new tire on and get rolling. So I could have very easily jacked the car up, put the donut on, but that is it's a temporary solution. It's a Band-Aid in my experience. One time I did put a donut on the car when I was very young, and I left it on there for days, and then it started to bubble up and get huge tumors in it, and then I realized that this isn't going to last for very long, because they don't drive very long. I think you can use it once and then you can never put it back on the car. So I don't know if people had the expectation that I had a spare. I have a donut, and I could have put the donut on, but again, it's a Band-Aid. I would have been, I was prepared to put the donut on if I needed to, but I felt like the Fix-A-Flat was the least intrusive option of the two, of putting the Fix-A-Flat in or putting the donut on. I felt like putting the donut on was step 2. I wanted to try the Fix-A-Flat first, and then if it came down to the Fix-A-Flat not working, so I put the Fix-A-Flat in first. And obviously it wasn't working, but I was giving it a shot. I was trying to, once I got on the road, I don't know, maybe you could make an argument that once it started dropping, once the air in the tire started dropping, maybe I should have pulled over. Maybe I should have pulled over and put the donut on, which I was, which was what I would be willing to do, put the donut on if it got to that point. But I didn't get to that point because I stumbled upon a tire shop, and I was able to. So I'm having a hard time seeing. I want to listen. I want to hear the feedback. I'm having a hard time figuring out exactly what I did wrong. I think some people feel like I should be able to patch a tire. If you can patch your own tire, like, I think that's awesome. Like, I think that's great. I think it's an awesome skill. Again, just not a skill I possess. Maybe a skill I could learn. And so yeah, if you accuse me of not knowing anything about cars, like, I am guilty. I am guilty as charged. I think some people may assume that I know a lot about cars because I drive so much, because I'm literally on the road as often as I am, but I see cars as a means to an end. Like, I appreciate a cool car or a nice looking car or an antique car, but really what I want in a car is something that is gas efficient, something that is comfortable, something that I can put all my garbage in, something I can put my suitcases in, my cooler, and then this can get me to all the different fun places around the country that I want to go. I don't know how to fix this. And as a matter of fact, like, these newer cars, they're so complicated. They like run on computers and stuff. It's not like you can even just get in there with a wrench either and get it all fixed up with a wrench. I have no knowledge how to do that. I don't know how to fix a car. I can change a tire. I don't know how to change my own oil, but I get my oil changed. However, what is it? Every 7,000 miles, my car gave me the notice to get some oil, and I got some oil recently. Again, 2 months. I've already had the oil changed. When I first got my first car, I never got the oil changed. I had it for like a year, and I never got the oil changed because I didn't even know what an oil change was. But yeah, I mean, I try to take care of the cars. I try to get an oil change. If the tires look bad or starting to get a little rough, I get new tires. If I hit that brake and it's starting to feel weird, I'll get a new brake done. But I don't know, should I know more? Should I know how to fix my own car? I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I will leave that to people who know what they're doing. I appreciate people that know what they're doing, and so I do what I know how to do, which is make videos. One of the few things I'm good at, or a few things that I'm passable at, a few things that I could do to make a living. I make videos, and then I take some of the money I make for that videos and I give it to people that know what they're doing, that can fix my car. Because I feel like if I tried, so like, let's go back to like fixing the flat tire, patching it myself. If I go and I patch the tire myself, I feel like I would put so much work into it. It would take hours, I'd screw it up, I'd waste time, it would get dark, and then I would have to have someone that knows what they're doing redo it anyways. So I try to avoid that. Like, back when I was really broke, like I would try to fix things myself. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even have proper tools, but I would try to like get things to work. I remember I'd try to like, the computer would always have problems, and I would like have to like read up and do things to try to get the computer working. But now I just think it's better to let someone who knows what they're doing fix things. So I don't know, I think I found a tire shop. I found someone that knew what they were doing. So yeah, I guess I have trouble understanding some of the criticism. A lot of other criticism or comment people made was why I don't have AAA. I do have roadside assistance through my insurance company. I got my insurance through Geico, and I do have roadside assistance. But again, all they would have done, because this is all they do, is they would have come and they would have put the donut on, and that's something I could have done by myself. So I didn't need that too. I was just trying to fix a flat first. So I'm kind of sorry if I'm struggling here to kind of figure out what exactly I did wrong here, what exactly I did that that I should have done better. But man, maybe leave some comments. Maybe you can clarify your comments, and I can learn from them. But in my experience, like, and maybe AAA is better than Geico. I don't know. I've never had AAA, but the Geico, I pay for their roadside assistance, and the few times I've had to use it, it's very slow. I've waited, I think, 4 hours one time because I got my keys locked in my car. I've had to wait a couple hours on the side of the road. And another instance, it's not ideal. Like, you can, and then basically all they do is, all they'll do is basically they'll change your tire, or if you can't change the tire, they'll tow you. And I don't know, I feel like in this particular situation that my decisions, as lucky as I got with everything coming together, I feel like those decisions were the best way to handle it. Like, I think so. Maybe you think I should be able to patch a tire myself, but I don't know how. And again, maybe it's a skill worth learning, but I don't. That would be something I would have to sit down and do and learn and progress. And again, there's I had a lot of options. In the end, I just feel better letting a professional fix my tire and do what needs to be done to that tire than I do to me trying to do a half-baked job of putting it together. So I'm sorry, I'm probably some of you probably feel like I'm rambling here, and I think you're right. I think I am rambling. I'm trying to explain myself where I am with vehicle maintenance, with cars. This is the level I'm at. Like, I work with what I have. To me, the car is a means to an end to get me from place to place. I don't have an interest in working on cars. I don't have an interest on learning that much about cars, to be honest. I'll leave that up to the professionals. I have a lot of respect for people that work on cars. I think that's an amazing skill and amazingly useful. It's getting a little cold out here. Let's go sit in the car where it's warm. So yeah, let me read some of the comments here. These aren't all mean. Some of these are helpful. Someone says here, you should get an air pump for your car. Then you'll never be without air. That might be a good idea. Like, I am up for like anything that makes my travels easier, I'm up for. So is that air pump, is that like something that you can like put in your car that doesn't take up a relatively large amount of space? How big is an air pump? I may need to look into that. Yeah, that might be good just to touch up tires, because sometimes it actually is really hard to find like air at gas stations. A lot of times you pull up, they don't work, or they're broken, or they tell you they don't have air. So sometimes air can be difficult to find. And some people talk about the bugs too, the bugs on my car. I guess I just expected the car wash. I think, the thing about bugs is you just have to wipe them off yourself. I think someone said that you can maybe like put wax or something on your car that'll keep the bugs from sticking. Oh, and some people are saying I shouldn't have used the Fix-A-Flat at all. Yeah, I'm never quite sure about like the tire fix stuff. I've heard some people say it just doesn't do anything. This comment here says only use as a last resort. Tire guys hate that stuff. So I guess it, what is it? It eats away your rims. Yeah, this person also says I should get an air compressor with me. So yeah, that's, maybe that'd be something I look into. Like, I just wanted to talk about this. Like, I'm not against advice, but sometimes I'm curious of, you know, when people are critical. I just get a little confused. I felt like I handled it good, given my skill set. Here's someone else saying that Fix-A-Flat does work, saying that it lasted several months. I think there's been a time or two where I did put it in my car and it just fixed the problem. Like, and I didn't have to go back. I think it says that, like, you're supposed to take it right to a shop and have it, like, fixed and drained. But I know there has been times, honestly, that I've just left it in there. So maybe I shouldn't do that. I don't know. You're different things from different people. That's the thing. Everyone has their own opinion. That's when you go through the YouTube comments. You have people telling you to do things one way, people tell you to do other things. Like, they can't all be right. Like, a lot of it is just people's opinion. A lot of people saying AAA. So I don't know. Is AAA, like I said, the Geico, basically they'll change your tire, they'll tow you, or they'll give you a jump. And that's about it. Does AAA do more than that? Or is that kind of the same? Is that kind of the same thing? Here's something I need to have a spare tire. Maybe, I mean, now that I think about it, maybe that is, like, is that something I need to do? Should I, like, can I just, like, purchase a tire and just maybe, like, take the donut out and leave a tire back there? I mean, that might be a good idea, because that would mean I would never be, like, stuck with a donut. So maybe that's an idea, buying an extra tire. Yeah, here's someone saying, I'm an old woman, but I can plug a tire. So yeah, I don't know if maybe this is something that's easy. I don't know. I'm really, again, the thing that worries me the most about it is I don't trust driving around on something that I've fixed up. Yeah, here's another one. Ditch those Crocs, they're draining your manhood. Yeah, people are so mean. This guy can, I won't even say. This guy says, what man lives in his car, not has a full tire spare and ability to change it, a small air pump and possible catch kit? Oh, never mind, you know, implying, like, that I'm not a man. You know, it's really easy. That's the one thing, it's really easy, like, to sit at home in your computer, in your dingy basement, and criticize other people for what they do. Like, so I read out some of these comments. Some of these comments are helpful, but this guy here, like, is just someone who just, like, you can just tell, like, from that comment, this person is miserable. Another one here is more nice, but, like, says you need to learn to fix a tire. So I mean, I will concede, like, is this something I need to learn? Or, like, I was always taught, like, you put the donut on and then you get someone that knows what they're doing to fix it later. Someone says your lack of mechanical knowledge is embarrassing. Well, I'm not embarrassed. You can be embarrassed for me, because I'm not embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you because all you could do is go on the internet and make mean comments to people. Oh, someone says if you put Fix-A-Flat in your tires, it will damage your sensors. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why the sensors on my old car went out. So maybe that's a good point. This guy says, this poor guy is relatively clueless on some real life basics. Changing a tire is basic, especially for a gentleman. There's, like, the masculine thing brought back. Like, you're not a man if you can't do this. Oh my gosh. I mean, I am, like, clueless. I am clueless on some real life basics. Like, don't want to keep harping on it, but, like, you know, and maybe my fellow people with autism, my fellow neurodivergents can comment on this, but, like when you're autistic, like, you tend to, like, be super focused on certain things, and sometimes, like, basic things do get overlooked. Like, yeah, like maybe there is some things that I overlook in my life day to day because, like, you know, you get hyper focused on certain things. But I don't know, I think it's a bad look, like, to call anyone out for, like, not being manly or not being, you know, what does that even mean? Like, to not be a man. Like, I'm not a man because I didn't know how to patch my tire. This person says, use Fix-A-Flat 10 to 15 times, failed every time, don't bother. Yeah, I know that it's worked. I think at least 1 or 2 times I've like had a leaky tire and it's fixed it. But, you know, probably not best practice. Probably not best practice. Yeah, so, like, you know, I am who I am. My abilities are what they are, and I don't know. Like, I'm willing to listen to constructive criticism, but if you don't think that I'm a valid person or I'm a valid man because of how I live my life or how I change a tire, then by all means, like, unsubscribe. Like, I don't know what you want here, what you want from me. I do my best. I pay my taxes. I take care of my kids. I make silly travel videos. So let's change the subject here, because I you know what, I really need your guys' help. And when I say you guys, what I really need is, like, help from, like, people that know more about cameras than I do, because much like cars, so this all ties together, much like cars, I don't know anything about cameras. Even though I use a car constantly, I practically live in a car, I know nothing about cars. Even though I make my work using a camera, I know almost nothing about cameras. So, here's my bag of broken cameras. This is around here somewhere. There it is, my bag of broken cameras. In here, there's 3 broken G7Xs. Let me get one of these out here. Here's the least broken of all the broken G7Xs. So this is the camera that I use to film the videos on this channel. It's a Canon G7X Mach 2. There's some issues with this camera. One, it's incredibly fragile. I've broken 2 of them this year. Since the beginning of 2024, I've broken 2 of these. They're not cheap. It's about a $700 camera. There's a shortage of this. I don't know if they've stopped making it, but they're between $1,000 to $1,200 a pop now. So these aren't disposable, but I'm breaking them like they're disposable. So part of me is like, I'm gonna bite the bullet and just keep buying these, even if they get more and more expensive. Maybe that's what I'll end up doing. But, you know, make it a point where you can't even get them. Let me explain why I use this camera. So this is small, it's compact, I can put it in my pocket, works in a lot of different situations. The sound is decent. Here's the key thing. This is the key thing, is that it records very well in low light. I can film in a haunted house without external lights. I can film in a dark ride without external lights. That's what has kept me coming back to the old G7X here. And like I said, it's getting harder to get. It's getting harder, the availability. I'm in the market for a new camera. I just don't know which one to go to. Maybe I go with something a little more expensive that's gonna last a little longer, but like, I need those things. I need good sound. I need compactability. I don't want to carry around a huge rig. The way I film all day, every day. I want a small camera, and I want to be able to film in haunted houses and dark rides with the camera. So I want something like this. I want this, but apparently not this. So when you look up cameras, like, for vlogging, this is what comes up. This is a big one here. This is the ZV-1, which seems a similar camera to the G7X. I've had other people recommend this. The research that I've done shows that this camera does not have good low light. I almost purchased this. It's about, this one's about $600, but, you know, I thought about getting this just to mess with it, but I feel like that may be a non-starter. Like, if this cannot film in a dark ride, if this cannot film in a haunted house, then maybe I don't want it. I need something better with low light. And this is what I've come up with, is like a good low light camera is another Sony. It is this, so what's this thing called? The Sony, these names are like so unimaginative. It's the Sony ZV-E1. Now, I don't know, it doesn't have, it comes without a lens, so you got to put a lens on there. So I would need to like buy a lens separately. This is more expensive. This is like a $2,000 camera, and apparently this does really good low light. I don't know, it's hard for me to envision how big this is. Like, yeah, because it's got like the big lens on it. You gotta put like a big lens on it. So that, man, I wish, again, if you look at this, you can see how compact and nice this is. I may just end up buying more of these because these have been working for me. The one thing, like the G7X, the one thing that like I don't like about this filming wise is the focus is not great. I'm constantly having to readjust the focus, refilm things. It gets confused, it gets blurry. If you kind of have to maneuver it around. But so I want something, I guess I'll add that on my list. I want something that's compact, something that has decent sound, something that has good focus, and something that can film in low light. Also compact. Did I say compact? So any of you camera heads out there, like any of you people that like really know your stuff, I mean, I would love some suggestions on a setup. As long as it falls in like those, I feel like I have a very specific criteria. So I'm looking for something that falls in those, or maybe if I should just stick with the G7X, let me know that. I've come close to just going with the phone. The phone films pretty good. The two things with the phone, the sound is not good, and it's not, the low light is decent, not as good as I want. It's good, probably enough to film a dark ride. Struggles in the haunted house. So, and again, I don't want to get to the point where I'm like switching out cameras. I like to have the one camera. And as I'm talking, I'm like, I just need to order another G7X, although I'm going broke ordering these cameras. The one I'm using now. So the reason that I'm having a problem with the one that now is, I can show you on this one, because I was trying to Frankenstein two cameras together. These like this fan that closes. Let me show you on the other one. This like the shutter closes. Yeah, you see it closes nice like that to keep dust off the lens. Those quit working. This camera is like a month old, and they just stopped working. They stopped working on me, and to try to fix them, I took the shutters out of this camera, little covers, and put them on this one. It worked for about a day, and then they just started messing up again. So I ended up just pulling them out, and now I have no cover. So my lens is exposed. The camera works fine. Everything seems to be going good. But with that lens exposed, I'm just worried it's a matter of time before it gets scratched or gets something in it where the camera is no good anymore. So I'm reaching out. I promise I will read all the comments in the comment section. Let me know about the camera, what you guys think the best setup would be that meets those criteria, or if you just think stick with what you got, shell out the money, shell out the $1,200 for a new G7X, even though that's twice as much as you used to pay for them. Because I buy probably at least one a year. It's starting to get maybe more than one a year. I think definitely more than one a year that I buy. But as much as I use it, maybe that's to be expected. I wasn't expecting this one to go bad so fast. I busted one at the city museum when it got knocked over and it busted the like the screen. And then I got this new one. I shelled out $1,000 for this new one, and then the shutters just fell off. The little fan that closes just quit working. And so, and I know people say send it back, get it fixed. I don't have time. Like, I don't have time to send it back. I need to have it to use. So like sending it back or trying to get a new one isn't even really an option, because I'm using it right now. And I probably voided the warranty trying to fix it. So that's where I'm at. So I'd love advice. And this is what I do. I reach out to people who know better than me. And you know, about the car stuff, give me advice. If you're willing to be a nice person and talk to me about it nicely, and not like say that I'm like not a person because I don't know as much as you do about cars, then I'm willing to listen. And if you think that I should have things in this car to assist me in driving and in traveling, then leave those comments. If this video is weird, if like I'm coming off weird here, and then just ignore this video, because I don't know, I'm just speaking my mind here. I was surprised by the reaction, the buzz in the comment section about so many people being critical on how I handled that, when I thought I handled it well. That I just felt like we needed to have a discussion. We needed to have a discussion about it. So that's it. I think that's it for now. There'll be a more fun video tomorrow. I promise that. But I figured I'd put this out here and we could have a discussion. I'll read all the comments in the comment section and see what I can learn from there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And until next time, this one's in the bag.